Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impressions let's play review of a game called Sunkenland. It's not exactly going to be 100% first impressions because I do already have about an hour played on this game, and I will explain why. Like when the game released about a month ago, I played a little bit of the game, just about an hour around there. I did a review on Steam. Sometimes I do a review of a game on Steam and not on my channel. If I just basically feel that the game needs a little bit of improvement, like sometimes I get games that literally don't run, or games that crash, or stuff like that, and then I don't even bother doing a video review for the game. So this was one of those games, but I think I'm gonna do a review for the game in anyway. So like I said, I played about an hour of the game, and yeah, it was not particularly good, to be honest. My conclusions after that hour that I played the game was that the game doesn't have health regen, which is bad. The game has a very small inventory, which is bad. The game balancing is absolutely terrible, like terrible, terrible, terrible. So I remember the one scenario where I had a bow and arrow, and I shot the enemy, one enemy. I shot at one enemy. I hit that enemy like 7 times with my bow, and it did not die, but they shot me twice, literally twice, and then I was dead. So the balancing in the game leaves a massive amount to be desired. I mean, combat, if the combat in your combat game is not balanced, then the game is essentially unplayable, because you can't explore anywhere and kill enemies if you can't even defeat a single enemy. If the game balancing is so bad that you can't even kill a single enemy, that basically renders the game unplayable. On top of that, the loot drops on the ground, and there's nothing you can do about it. In some games, they do allow you to turn that off, to turn off loot drops and stuff like that. In this game, they don't allow you to do that. So each and every time that you die, you are spawned in a different location and you drop your loot on the ground. The game has hunger, thirst, and energy, and you can't turn that off. A lot of people, like myself, don't like survival mechanics. Like, I'm not a survival mechanics enjoyer. I like open world, I like crafting, I like first-person shooters, I like building, all of that kind of stuff. And if you put all of those stuff together, first-person shooter, open world, crafting, building, all of that kind of stuff, something like Conan Exiles, for instance, or Icarus, is another game that I also recently reviewed on my channel. Those games are not bad, but a lot of games then go and put hunger, thirst, and energy drain, or sleep sometimes, into the game, and it just spoils the game, in my opinion. It literally is just a time waster. All those mechanics serve to do is to waste your time, because you then have to collect food, you have to periodically eat food, you have to collect water, you have to purify the water, you have to sleep periodically. Like, it's all time wasters. It does not add to the enjoyment of the game in the slightest. It's just a time wasting mechanic, and some people like that, but I don't like that. So a game should allow you to turn that off. Both Icarus and Conan Exiles, which are open world survival crafting games, they allow you to turn that stuff off. But unfortunately, this game does not allow you to turn that off, so that's definitely a negative. The game has no tutorial whatsoever, and the regional pricing is really, really bad in multiple countries. The game is available in Russia, which is not good. So that's my opinion that I reached after playing the game for about an hour. But like I said, I think I'm gonna do a video review for the game anyway. The game is $20. The game is still in early access, but as I always say, the game has to be worth the money that the developers are asking. If they're asking $20, then the game needs to be worth $20 right now. It doesn't matter if it's in early access, the game must be worth $20 right now. You can't create a game or sell a product and charge $20 for it and then say, oh, the game might not be worth $20 right now, but in the future we will be adding all of this other different content, you know. When you start this game up, there is a message with a roadmap in the game, which says the stuff that they promise for the future. But like I said, the game needs to be worth $20 right now. You can't say that the game will be good in the future and worth $20 in the future. That simply is not how sales work, you know. You can't sell a car and the car is limited to driving 10 miles per hour right now, but in the future the car will be upgraded and be able to do 200 miles per hour, and you can't charge a stupid amount of money for that car then, because you're buying a car that can only do 10 miles per hour. So that exact same thing applies to games. Now, another issue with the game is that this little thing pops up here, and they essentially tell you that your save, because I'll already play the game, they say that your save is gone, and the only way to get your save back is by re-downloading the game on a different version, on an older version of the game. So you're not going to experience any of the new content that they added to the game then, and obviously any of the bug fixes and all of that kind of stuff is then still going to be present, because you're literally playing an older version of the game. Now this is bad. It is unfortunately the same thing that happens in 7 Days to Die, another game which is an open world first person crafting building game. I actually like 7 Days to Die, but one of the biggest issues by far is the fact that routinely this thing happens. Routinely, after an update, you can't play your save game and continue with your progress on the newest version of the game. And in my opinion, what's the point of buying a game during early access if you can't play the game during early access? Because every now and then, like I haven't played this game in about a month, and already now this thing has popped up which says that my previous save is gone. So if your save progress is going to be wiped out every 30 days or whatever, like what's the point? You know, the point, in my opinion, of playing a early access game and buying an early access game is firstly to support the developers and support the development period, but also to enjoy the game. I mean, you're buying a game to play the game. You're not buying a game to play the game for a little bit and then have all of your content wiped out after 30 days. Like, that is not my idea of fun. I am a player who prefers progressive content, you know, and to have game progression. So you start at level 1 on these types of games, you collect a whole bunch of stuff, you build your base up, you start with whatever, copper, and then you move to iron, then you move to gold, then you move to titanium or whatever, you know, you move through the different available technologies and stuff like that. And if all of your content is just wiped out one day, like, that's really, really stupid. Other games, many other games, are able to release updates without invalidating the previous save games of players. So if other developers can do it, then why can't this developer do it? It is definitely the minority of games that this happens in. Very few games just invalidate your previous save and your previous content and all of that kind of stuff. So if the majority of game developers can create games in early access without deleting your old saves and invalidating your old progress, then in my opinion everyone should be able to do it. You know, I know you get game developers and then you get game developers, you know. It just seems that unfortunately the game developers of this game is in the inferior category of game developers. So we are today going to start over, but like I said, I only have about an hour played in the game, even though in my opinion, quite frankly, an hour was previously enough for me to realize that the game is not very good. I did not have a very high opinion of the game after my previous hour of playing the game. So my character is still here, but the game, the world map that I played on is gone now. First off, fire quality is really quite terrible. Like I said, the game costs $20. You're not gonna expect the same type of quality that you get out of a $50 game like Witcher 3 or Far Cry 5 or anything like that, but this fire is particularly bad, to be honest. When you create a new character, you can choose male, female, and you can choose different skin colors and stuff like that. You can choose different hair. There's not a lot of options. There's only 3 options, in fact. Option 0, option 1, and option 2. And then you can choose a couple of different colors and a name. So the character customization, quote unquote customization, is really quite poor. So we go create game, single player, new world, enemy difficulty. I'm going to turn to easy because, like I already said, on my previous game I played on normal and I got killed by enemies in 2 shots, and I had to shoot the enemy 8 times before a single one had to die. survival difficulty already. As I said, the game has hunger, thirst, and energy, and you can't turn it off at all, which is really shitty, to be honest. And then blah blah blah, that's fine. There's really not a lot of options. Like the options are really quite inferior. Like I said, you can't turn off the survival stuff, you can't turn off dropping your loot when you die, you can't change the size of the map. Like, it's just not particularly good. The options... Okay, this is my old world, apparently. Can I even go onto my old world? Okay, join game? No, not join game. So why can't I... What, do I have to click there? Okay, yes, I guess so. The settings, I guess I can say world settings or server settings on a game like 7 Days to Die is actually really good. Like 7 Days to Die, like I already said, it's also open world survival crafting building game, and the customization settings on that game is actually really good. You can set a lot of the different options and game variables for your world. Conan Exiles is actually also not too bad in that aspect. You can set quite a lot of aspects in that game as well. And like I say, both of those games give you far more options than this game does. So this is the game. Like I said, I played about an hour of the game, so I'm not a pro at the game by any means. So it's your normal type of survival crafting building game. On the islands, there's very little stuff to do on the islands. Like, the most stuff is in the water. I will show you guys in a second. There's little collectible stuff like this which are actually quite useless. You can't break down the buildings like this. You can't interact with it in any way, shape or form, which is really quite idiotic. Like I said, there's no tutorial in the game, so I actually have to remember all of the stuff that I knew the last time that I played the game. There's various things, like each little island thing is a point of interest. There are also points of interest below the ground as well, below the sea as well. The first thing that I want to do is get to a vendor. I just want to see, can I see the vendor? That might be the vendor over there. It's possible. It shows a death over there. I don't know if I loaded into my old world or into a new world, because like you guys saw at the beginning, they actually said I can't load into my old game. So my inventory, which you open by tab, they don't tell you this, by the way. You have to figure out on your own that tab opens the inventory. As you can see, my inventory is hilariously small. You only get 15 slots, and my inventory is empty. I actually, on my other character, I had clothes and a bow and arrow and stuff like that. so you don't get any of that in I don't spawn with any of that now. Let's go down into the water and collect a couple of things. The breath is also very, very low. You have very little breath, to be honest. Okay, there's absolutely nothing here. Why is there absolutely nothing here? Like, I remember the last time that I played, this exact same building, because you spawn in exactly the same area. This exact same building actually had quite a few things to loot, and now it doesn't have anything to loot. So I'm actually wondering, am I on the same place that I was previously? There are also sharks and stuff like that, obviously, in a game like this that has this much water. You are obviously going to encounter threats in the water. Like, if you think about the game like Raft, for instance, if you guys have played Raft, I think I did do a review of Raft on my channel, by the way. If you think about a game like that, like, there are also threats and stuff like that in the water as well. We get a bunch of wood planks. Let me just check my inventory. Okay, those stack nicely. I can't remember how many they stacked the last time that I played the game. I can't remember exactly. Let's have a look. Okay, so they stack to 20. So we will just collect a bit. The sound is actually a little bit too high. Let's just turn the sound down slightly. We will collect a bunch of wood and then go to the vendor place, because wood is easy to get on the islands. It's basically the only bloody thing that you can get on the entire island. You can't get really anything else on these islands. That's one thing that really irritated me. Like, you can't get rocks or anything like that from the islands. You get far more rocks if you go into the water. Like, there's way more rocks in the water. And then you also get metal, like scrap metal and stuff like that in the water as well. And fabric is also really quite important. Stuff like that. Okay, that's a fair amount of stuff now. I think that's the vendor over there, maybe. So if you stay near the surface, there's not really any sharks or anything that will attack you. It's more when you go down further, like deeper, that you will encounter sharks and hostile stuff. But you can't really, like at the beginning, go very deep at all, because your oxygen, like there's deep places like that place over there, for instance, your oxygen supply is really terribly low. Like, you don't have a lot of oxygen. You can only like stay underwater for a minute, and then your oxygen is up. So oxygen is very limited in the game. So here's the one vendor. It seems the map is laid out exactly the same as the last time that I played. Another thing that really pissed me off is the vendor system. So the game works exclusively with a barter system. So if you want to buy, let's see, it doesn't even show you the price. Like you don't see the price of something at all. So if you want to buy a knife, for instance, then you have to just keep on adding stuff, and her opinion over here will change slightly the more acceptable a trade becomes. So if you remove one, then you can see not enough, and then it goes to I need more than that. So it starts out at I can't remember what it was, but then she says not enough, then she says I need more than that, and then when you add more, then there we go. So a combat knife is worth 33 pieces of wood plank. Then if you look at a flintlock pistol, for instance, the game doesn't even allow you to drag stuff, so you literally have to do this. You have to click like a bastard in order to get there. Okay, so a flintlock pistol is also worth 33 wood pieces. Let's see how much a battery is worth. Also worth 33. So are you telling me bloody well everything is worth 33, or what's going on? Let's see how much worth one chemical substance is. Okay, so one chemical substance is apparently worth 18 wood planks. So yeah, the system is really weird, really weird, to be honest. If I take the flintlock pistol, I'm gonna need black powder ammo, and I don't believe I know how to make black powder ammo right now, so that's not going to be a particularly good thing to do. Underwater scooter. I don't know if this thing uses power or if it uses fuel or what it uses. You can see this one is particularly expensive. Like, even after adding more than 80 wood, she still says get lost. Like, her opinion has not even changed. So that thing is particularly expensive. But as you can see, the trading system is really obtuse. Like, they can't just tell you how much something is worth. You have to add it, and then you have to right click like a bastard. You have to right click 33 times for some of these items. For some of the other items you have to obviously right click more, and that's literally all you can do. You can't drag stuff. It doesn't allow you to drag the stuff. Like, you can't see the prices of the stuff. Even when you sell something, you can't see the price of the stuff that you are selling. So it's a really stupid way of doing the trading system in the game. It's a really obtuse method of trading. It's really stupid. So we have a knife now. It does a little bit more damage than my combat knife, at least. Let's just stack that. That's another thing, the stuff in the inventory doesn't stack automatically. You literally have to stack it yourself. The game doesn't stack it for you, which is really stupid. As far as I can remember, that's really all that you can do here. There are sometimes stuff that you can loot on these things, so even on a place like this, there's stuff that you can loot. and you can break down the various things. So there's a drink and there's some food, so you can loot stuff, and of course the fridge explodes as soon as you loot it finished. So you can loot stuff, but the that's really all that you can do on these places. The game does, I think, yeah, building over here. So the game does have building. As far as I can remember, you can't build on top of these things. Let me have a look here quickly. Okay, so you can build on these. Okay, I don't know if they changed that. It's possible that they changed that from the previous time that I played. Like I said, I played about a month ago. There have been updates since then, even though I don't know what changed, to be honest. So apart from the one vendor here, there's just a couple of things that you can loot, and then you have to set out on your next adventure. We can maybe go over there. Maybe another thing that is really stupid is that I believe, even though I can't really confirm this, but I believe the game does have what do you call it, levels. Like, I believe the game does have levels, meaning different levels of enemies. So some enemies are maybe level 1, other enemies are maybe level 5. Okay, apparently there's combat music. Oh shit, okay. Die. Okay, apparently there's enemies on this place. So you just literally click to attack. There's very little skill involved in combat, to be honest. I just want to make sure that there's not another one, because I'm still hearing the music. Okay, he has no loot whatsoever, and I don't think we can actually take his weapon or anything like that. He did have a spear, but apparently the enemies don't even drop the weapons that they have, so that's another unrealistic thing, in my opinion. Okay. Let's see, maybe there's more on this place, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Oh shit, okay, that's a arrow, maybe? That's a dude with an arrow, bow and arrow. Hopefully there's only one. Oh shit. Where did that come from? That thing... Ouch! Another one. Yeah, there's definitely another one. But I can't see it. I heard another one. But I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so bandages, but I don't have bandages. Maybe I can craft bandages? I don't think so. Oh, I can craft a bandage, okay. I guess let's do that, otherwise we're gonna bleed to death. So you see, in addition to the enemies taking like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 hits with this knife, they can kill you in 2 shots. I literally took 2 shots from that battle that I just did, and I'm almost dead. So it is really imbalanced. Like, it is hilarious how unbalanced the difficulty and the combat in this game is. A single dude like these ones can kill you in 3 hits very, very easily, and yet you have to hit them like fucking 10 times almost, and they can inflict you with bleeding. Okay, there's definitely another one over there. They can inflict you with bleeding as well, which obviously fucks you up quite badly. So I hope that he won't come down here. There's some stuff I can loot over here. I think maybe we can also get these rocks. Where's those rocks that I saw? Ah, here. Ouch. Okay, well, I'm dead. I didn't even see that. Another real issue is the fact that they can see you through bushes. Like, you can't see them obviously because you're looking at a bush, but they can see you right through bushes without any issues at all. And then we lose all of our energy basically. We lose a good chunk of our thirst and our hunger as well, which is obviously fantastic. And now we have to try to kill that bastard. Hopefully he's the only bastard left on this island. Where the hell? I didn't even... Where? Holy hell, look at that. I can't even see the guy. It's bloody ridiculous. Why don't I have my thing? I literally did have the knife selected, but when I clicked, nothing happened. So I first had to pull out my weapon by pressing 2, and then then I could use my weapon. So even when you have your weapon selected and you press attack, the weapon still will not attack. You first have to draw out your weapon by pressing the appropriate key, and then you can press left click to attack. That's really fucking idiotic. The fact that you can't even see these bastards in the bushes, and yet they can see you, is really idiotic. Okay, that one is dead. Is there another one? Yes, there is another one, but I have no fucking idea where it is. No idea whatsoever. Okay, is that all now? Because holy hell, that's ridiculous. You see, the combat is incredibly biased towards the enemies. Like, they have crossbows, but you can't even pick up their weapons. Like, it's really, really stupid. Can I mine this? No, I can't mine this. How do I mine it? Bow, arrow, crude axe, none of those work. Pickaxe. Okay, so we need a pickaxe. Where's my corpse? So, like, the fact that the combat is so hilariously biased towards the enemies, like, really spoils the game. Because, like I say, what if you were playing for instance Far Cry 5 and the enemies in Far Cry 5 are so hilariously powerful that they can kill you in 2 hits. You know, like, it's just not good. It's not good game balance. Like, it's just, it makes for a really terrible combat experience. And considering that combat is going to be like 50% of the game, you know, and then the other 50% you're going to be running around and looting, building, that kind of stuff. Like 50% of your game is going to be really fucking annoying and almost impossible to do due to the terrible balancing that the game has. It's just not good. Like, you can't make combat this difficult for the player. Like, it's not balanced. And then look at this shit. Your wood can stack up to 20, you know, which is it's okay. It's an okay amount of stacking, you know. But then the iron can only stack to 5, which is just idiotic. 5. That's so stupid. Like, it's not nearly enough. It needs to also stack to at least 20. Oh yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention is that on top of the hunger and thirst and energy survival mechanics that the game has, the game also has a temperature system. I'm not sure how the temperature system works, but you will die eventually if you don't have a source of heat, which is just, it makes the game even more difficult. Like I said, like it's just not, it just adds another level of bullshit to the game that is unnecessary and that you constantly have to deal with. And like I said, you can't turn it off. Like, if you just want to enjoy the game, you just want to enjoy the combat and the running around and the looting and the building. I want to show you guys at least a little bit of building before we end. So let's go over here. Then that kind of stuff, like the temperature shit, is just constantly going to spoil your fun. You know, it's constantly going to, you're constantly going to have to worry about the temperature, the hunger, the thirst, the energy, shit like bleeding. You have to worry about bleeding, so you have to carry around bandages constantly, bandages that are gonna take up inventory space, and your inventory space is already massively limited. Like, it is just completely unnecessary. It's something in the game that does not add to the enjoyment of the game in the slightest, and yet it's something that you constantly have to deal with. So let's put the territory flag over here. I think that will make the mutants no longer spawn, I think, maybe. And then obviously, like I said, the game has no tutorial, so there's really no way of actually knowing if that is indeed the case. Okay, so you can't build the floor until you have built a foundation, apparently. I don't necessarily want to build on the island. I would rather just build over here. So you can start building like here. Just like that. And then from there, I think we can build floor. Nope. Why can't I build floor? So what the fuck is the use of the floor if you can't build a floor? Like, in the majority of these types of games, you can build a one piece of foundation and then you can attach floor onto it from here on out. But apparently not in this game. Apparently in this game, floor is completely useless because you can't put floor at all. I don't know what the hell is the use of floor. It says can only be built on pillars. Can only be built on pillars. So what's the use of it then? Can I put a pillar here? No, I can't. So if it can only be built on pillars, what does that mean? So we put 2 pillars there, and then can we put a floor? No, not there. There, yes. Okay, like that. And then stairs. Do we have stairs? We do have stairs. Okay, the stairs aren't snapping. I need the stairs to snap. Not snapping for some reason, so we will just have to place it as good as we can. Like that, basically. Okay, that's fine. It's a little bit sticky, but we have to jump over here then. And then floor. Okay, it can go over there. Over there. But not over here. So literally I can't build outward because there's no pillars. The pillars are here. So you literally on each part of the floor you have to have a pillar, which just seems really stupid. So we put a pillar there. No, I want it at the bottom. See, now we can't even... The game doesn't allow us to put a pillar at the bottom. The pillar automatically goes to the top, so we can't even build outward like this on this level. The game doesn't allow you to do that. So even the building system has issues. There's a very, very limited amount of freedom, and quite frankly you will probably just have to use the foundation system, even though now I can't even build the foundation up here. It doesn't snap. The game doesn't allow it to snap at all. It's supposed to be snapping like this. It snaps over here, but it doesn't snap at the top, which is really, really idiotic. So yeah, the game does have building, but the building is really not optimized at all. Like you can't place the floor correctly, you can't place the foundation correctly, you can't place the pillars correctly. Like the stairs doesn't snap at all. So now you're left with this shit over here, like where you have to literally, I'm bumping into the side of the thing. If you want to go up, you have to jump up. Like, it's just the building system is really quite bad, and in a game that boasts to have building and base building and that kind of stuff, and quite frankly it's a pretty large amount of the game, you know, it's a large draw of the game, because there's essentially 2 things that you're gonna do in this game. You're going to explore and kill enemies and collect loot, and you're gonna build. Like that. That's the 2 biggest things that you're gonna do in the game. You're gonna build, and obviously a part of building is crafting. So you're gonna have water purifiers, planters for food, grill. Basically all of this shit is unnecessary, because like I said, you should be able to disable the survival mechanics, and yet you can't do that in this game. So all of this shit is survival mechanics. The sleeping bed is once again survival mechanics. These are storage things, so all of this is storage. All of this is storage. Decoration, so that's useless. Research table allows you to research new stuff, which is good. And this is decorative, all the way decorative. Your base isn't going to get attacked if you build on a base like this, so defensive stuff is not going to have any effect at all, because you're not going to get attacked on an island. Then you have a paddle boat and a sailboat, and then you have some lighting. So that's literally all that is in the game right now, unless you can unlock a lot new stuff with the research table. I don't know. I would prefer if it showed you perhaps grayed out, you know, it should show you grayed out stuff that you still can research. That, you know, you can't build it, but you can research it. That would have been nice, because that would give the player an idea of what you can do in the future, you know, the kind of stuff that you can do in the future. But the game doesn't even do that. Like, this obviously cannot be all of the gear in the game, so you're obviously going to have to learn new gear somehow. You do get new gear or new recipes from the vendors, so you do get, that's one way to get new recipes. But I'm assuming the rest of the stuff is gonna be through the research table. So, but like I said, the building system is not good right now. It doesn't function correctly at all. The combat is terrible. 2 zombies can easily kill you, and 1 zombie can kill you if it hits you with a bleeding and you don't have the bandages. Like right now, if I get the bleeding, I won't be able to stop it because I don't have enough cloth to create a bandage. So a single zombie can kill me right now. In my previous playthrough, I went to an island. It was probably that island over there, because my corpse is over there. And I got killed in 2 hits. Literally, there were people there with guns. I had a bow and arrow. I shot one guy 8 times before he died with a bow and arrow. I shot them 8 times, 8 motherfucking times before they died. They shot me twice and I was dead. Exactly the same as these guys. These guys also shot me twice and I was dead. So the balancing of the game is hilarious. And there are, like on that island, there was probably 7 guys with guns. You can see even that one over there. That is a hostile place. You can see there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 guys on there with guns, and they will start shooting at you if you get too close. So the balancing of the game is really fucking terrible. Even if you kill those guys with guns, you don't get the guns. You know, they don't actually drop the loot that they have. Like, they drop fucking cloth and stupid stuff like that, you know. Sometimes they will have 2 or 3 coins in their pocket, and that is literally all, you know. 2 or 3 coins in their pockets. Meanwhile, they're walking around with bloody shotguns and rifles and stuff like that, you know. It's just really terrible. The stuff that they have, like if they have a gun, they should drop the fucking gun and you should be able to use the gun, you know. Like, it's just really not good. So like I said at the beginning, the game is really not good right now. The graphics is good. I don't have an issue with the graphics, but the graphics isn't even in question. Graphics won't make a game fun or not fun unless the graphics are really terrible. Then the game wouldn't be. Oh, there's a fucking 2 zombies just spawned out of nowhere. Okay, so apparently putting the flag down on a place doesn't even make sure that zombies can't spawn anymore, and they can jump like a bastard apparently. So that's something that I didn't even know. I thought that adding a flag, because you can see at the top right the little hostile icon that was at the top of the... Oh, there's another one. Okay, so 3 of them have spawned now. The little hostile icon that was at the top right, it was like a red icon. That icon is gone, so I thought that it might make enemies not spawn anymore, but apparently enemies still spawn. So that's something that you also will have to deal with throughout your entire game. And like I said, combat is an absolute shit show, so combat is not fair in the slightest. And there I'm bleeding, so I'm definitely gonna die from this. Yeah, I'm gonna die, and there I die, because I don't have any bandages. So combat is a shit show, building is a shit show, and collecting is a shit show because your inventory is hilariously small, and every time that you die you drop everything that you carried as well. These guys over here are hostile, so they are going to obviously attack me. So yeah, guys, $20 for this game, quite frankly, is ridiculous. You get no enjoyment out of the game. The game is really quite terrible. There's no way how I can recommend this game. Look at that. I can't even kill a single one of them. There's no way how I can recommend this game. This game is simply not good. You don't get enjoyment out of the game. The game is too broken, and like I said, the fact that you have 0 customization options for the game, like in 7 Days to Die and those types of games, you can customize your game. You can make the survival mechanics go away in the majority of these types of games. They allow you to disable the survival mechanics, like I believe in... what game was it? In 7 Days to Die, I know you can make the survival mechanics go away. In Icarus, I believe you can make the survival mechanics go away. It's just really... the developers need to think, do they want to appeal to only survival fanatics, or do they want to allow the player to disable the survival mechanics, and then the game will not only apply or appeal to survival fanatics, it will also apply to the other 2 billion gamers on the planet. And unfortunately, these developers just haven't gotten that message. So if you don't like survival mechanics, then the game definitely isn't for you. The building is bad and glitchy. It doesn't function correctly. Combat is massively unbalanced. A single dude, a single NPC can kill you very easily. The inventory is hilariously small. It's just not a good game. It's really just not a good game. If the game was $5, I could maybe bring myself to recommend the game. But at $20, there are simply too many other games in the $20 region that are actually worth playing, that are actually good. So, yeah, Sunkenland, not a good game right now. I will perhaps check the game out in maybe 2 years. Hopefully in 2 years, maybe. The developers will have changed a couple of things, but like right now, the game costs $20, and right now there's no fucking way how I would recommend that you spend $20 on the game. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. If you guys want to see more reviews, then you can head over to my patreon.com/LFP and support me on there. I use the money that I get from there to buy more games and to do more reviews for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time.